Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Sorry. Sorry I had everybody waiting. Sorry I had everyone waiting. Hey, Top Dog, how you doing, sweetie? God bless. Number one. All right. And Don, number two. Good to see you. Good to see you, sweetie. Good evening, PG and chat. Oh, purple hearts and hearts for green hearts for Sebastian. God bless. God bless. And hello, PG, mommy of six. You number three, girl. You're number three. God bless. Hello, PG in chat. Hello, hello to you. Purple hearts and prayers for summer. God bless. God bless. And Linda, and mommy of six said, please hit that thumbs up button on your way in. Amen. Amen. It helps Summer's channel. Absolutely, it helps the channel. So please do. Please do. And Linda, you are number four. Hey, hey, PG. Hey, 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 girl. Good to see you. Good to see you. Absolutely. Lake, good to see you. Oh, there's the legendary. Our bucket list has holes. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And let me go down through here. I'm sorry. Like, I promise you, I ain't for sure if my house lit up like Christmas or the 4th of July a little bit ago. I say more like the 4th of July. I'm going to tell you, right when I was getting ready to come in, whoa, I'm going to tell you what. If you got sons, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I am talking about. Whoa. I'm going to tell you. Mine definitely, they wasn't spatting or anything. They was all working together. Hey, John, how you doing, sweetie? Hello, PG. Hello, hello, hello to you. Good to see you in here. Beth Ann, I don't know if I said hi to you or not, hon, but hello, hello, hello. I'm still listening to see if there's going to be any more fireworks tonight. Ruby, how you doing? How you doing? Texas Brat Brat, good to see you. Chris, good to see you. Hey, Sassy Cat, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Spread the love. How you doing? I am trying to hit as many people. Texas Brat Brat, that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, girl. That is gorgeous. And there's second to none. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? She was just in front of me. You were just, there she is. Hey, everyone. This should be interesting tonight. Hope you all had a good day. Now, I sent John I am sorry. I just had a coughing fit. I don't know why. Right? I don't even know why. Cover your ears. Oh man, that was a cold one. And Day gonna be so jealous. Day gonna be so jealous. I know it. She gonna be like, I wish I had a cold one. I don't like that PG. I just don't like her. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. She don't like PG. Hell, sometimes I don't like myself. Right? Sometimes PG don't like PG. Right? Nothing new there. Anyway, I'm gonna get done saying all my hellos and how do you do's and yeah, second to none says it definitely should be interesting if John calls in. It will be very interesting. I hope he does. I do got things working. Hey, who's there? Suzanne, how you doing, Florida girl? Good to see all of you guys. Good to see all of you guys. I'm moving to the bottom as fast as possible. Hey, Mama B, how you doing? Virgo Angel, how you doing? There's Tracy Butch. Right? There she is. There she is. Lavender Moon, good to see you. There's John. There's John. I sent it through to your Facebook. I sent it to Facebook, John. It's in Messenger. It's in Messenger on Facebook. It's the call-in number. So you can call in, sweetie. So it is in your Messenger on Facebook to call in. I sent you the number through Messenger. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so sweet, Carrie. She says, SL, hey, beautiful lady. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, there's Starbucks. We need to find Summer. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And John said that he could have seen her. He could have seen her. Absolutely. John's a really nice guy. A really, really nice guy. And I so appreciate him. I appreciate him stepping up and speaking out when he about what he saw. A lot of people wouldn't have did that, but he did. Go ahead. You can call in, John. You can call in now. I am sure everyone is waiting to hear your voice, hear what you saw, hear. Hello. Are you there? Hello? Okay. Let me see here. I'm trying to get the speaker on. Can you hear me, John? Yes. Hold on. I'm trying to get the speaker. Yes, I can hear you. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the speaker on so that everyone else can hear you. Hold on. Okay, you're on speaker.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Can anyone?
Everyone on panel hears you. Everyone in the chat can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn down the volume on my computer because there's just a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
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 Go ahead. Go ahead, John. Tell them what you told me.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, John.
Can you hear me, G?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. What happened was on.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. On the 24th of February, I went into Ace Hardware. And what had happened was Summer approached me on the left, and we almost bumped into each other. And what had happened was she stopped, and I was looking at her just point blank. And I was like in a state of shock, just staring at her. And she was just like 2 feet from me. And it was a deal where her hair was about down to her shoulders. And she had every other hair was a blonde, and the hair next to it was like a platinum type of a color. And bluish eyes, and it flipped forward on the ends. And what had happened was I was staring at her like in a state of shock, kind of. And then this man approached her from behind her and wanted her to urge her on past me. And I was wanting to take a picture of her, but he didn't want one made or something, so he kind of pushed her by me. So I bent over to get this bolt from this lawnmower, and I got it. I was going to turn around and take a picture of her and of their license tag. But he must have seen me staring at her, and he snatched her and ran her out the store. And I didn't get to get a picture, and I wasn't going to say anything whatsoever. And I thought, well, so many people on Ben Hill Road keep their mouth shut for 3 years, and now they're starting to talk, and they should have said something 3 years ago.
Right.
So I called TBI, and they acted like they really didn't care. And they were acting like they only want to know what she wore. And they really had like a I don't care attitude. So I decided to call John Pruitt. And the thing about John Pruitt was he said he didn't handle this case anymore. And see, the thing about all this was the guy that approached her and wanted to push her on, I identified as a prominent church member in their church. I don't want to name his name. I'm afraid Donnie might get really, really mad at him and beat him up or unalive him or something. I don't want to mention his name, but you know who he is. He's a real prominent church member. And anyway, to get back this John Pruitt deal, he told me that he wasn't handling Summer's case, that they're only going to let the TBI do it. And he said, see, we live in a different county. We live in Washington County. They live in Hawkins County. So he said, if I see her again, to call down to the police department in Johnson City. And so I told him, well, maybe I should call 911. He says, whatever, do not do that under any circumstances. I don't know why he told me that. I said, well, I got a little Apple AirTag. Maybe I'll just put it on the vehicle and trace them back to the house they live in. He said, no, whatever you do that. And so, I won't do that. But the whole bizarre thing about it was her hair, when it came down to her shoulders, it automatically flipped forward. And her eyes were like a kind of a bluish color. And she looked like an angel, like an absolute angel. And she had like a sheen to her. And she was wearing jeans and a fluffy top. And the thing that seemed so freaky to me about this whole situation was the guy that was ushering her through the store. And he knows who that is. And he's married to somebody in that church that's also a prominent church member. And he saw me staring at her because I was standing looking at her point blank, face to face. I mean, it's real close up. And it's obvious her facial features is who it was, and it's obvious who was ushering her through the store. And I don't want to name the guy's name. I'm afraid somebody might take revenge on these people. And I didn't want his name to get out there, but he knows who it is. And what's really bothering me about this is that the law enforcement don't really seem to care at all. I mean, not at all. And even the TBI, I guess, Summer is just a small blip on the screen. They got hundreds of people missing children. And just in Tennessee, every month, 5,000 children go missing. Every month. And they got hundreds and thousands of children they're finding. And this thing about Summer is she's just a small, blip on the radar for them. And they act like they just really don't care at all, So I think if she gets found, it's going to have to be us citizens that find some of these people.
I agree. I'm
serious about that. It's just going to have to be us citizens, and they'll end up taking the credit. They'll end up taking the credit, and no credit be given for the people that find them. And that's just how it works. And most of these people got state jobs, and there's not much work. 90% of the time they're sitting behind a computer. 10% of the time they're actually doing a job. And I mean, seriously, they act like they don't care. Don't call us. We'll call you, sort of an attitude. But they really do not care at all.
I agree.
They do not care.
I so agree.
Honest to God, they do not care.
Did you see what they were driving?
If this little girl's found, it's going to have to be us citizens that find her. It's not going to be law enforcement, and it's not even going to be TBI. It's just going to be us citizens that end up finding her, and that's just the sad truth of the situation. And those people at TBI, they got hundreds and hundreds of little children right now they're hunting for. And, I'm glad we're hunting for Summer, but there's a lot of other children on here missing too. And she's just one amongst the many. And these people in Hawkins County, first of all, they're stretched thin. And Ronnie, also of them, they're controlled by the politicians. He has to play ball with them. He got his son off the hook. And he has to do things. He has to do what he's told to do. And everybody wants to cast stones at Ronnie Lawson, but it's like he's between a rock and a hard place. He has to do what he's told to do, And I just couldn't believe my ears when, they told me we don't handle Summers case. I was like, hey, what? Is this you in your county, for crying out loud? I said, no, we don't have it. That's just TBI. We don't have nothing to do with it. I said, you got to be kidding me. And the whole situation is really, really, really sad, and everybody's wanting to collect their state or government pensions or whatever it is to have their retirement and not really do too much work, really. So I don't know,
Exactly. Did you take note to what they were driving?
No, because I was going to come out and take a picture of the tag or the truck that they're in or car, and the second I turned my back on this little girl, I mean, it was just for a few seconds. It turned back. He done snatched her and left. It was so quick. And I was going to take a picture of his tag and his Summer and him. I was going to take pictures discreetly, but as soon as he caught me staring at her, he wanted to get her. He realized that I realized what I was looking at, and he realized that. Because I was staring, he realized I knew what was going on, and as soon as the split second I turned my back, he grabbed her and left, and to it. And this person, I looked on that was social. I looked on the Facebook, and right there he is on his Facebook with the maroon Toyota Tacoma truck. I said, what? So, there's a lot of strange circumstances, and the two strange circumstances was the guy that was walking around being a prominent member of the church, and the second thing is how this girl's hair flipped. It was shorter length, flipped forward on the ends. It went straight. It was a natural curl, wasn't put there, and every other hair it alternated between like a platinum and like a bright yellow. And this girl looked like she had Summer's face, and I was like point blank looking at her about the face. And she came up just a little bit below my chest, and she seemed like a real happy little girl. She was real happy, smiling, looking around, And so I was, for a long time, I'm not going to say nothing, because I don't have any photographic proof. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, I'm kind of mad. All these people on Ben Hill Road been keeping their mouth shut for 3 years, not saying nothing. 3 years later, starting to speak up. Well, if somebody would spoke up from the get-go, maybe something could, we could have got ahead of the power curve and done something. So I thought, I don't care. I'm going to speak up. And so what happened was when these TVI and Bonnie Lawson's bunch, they just fluffed me off. They don't want to hear nothing about Summer. I said, well, maybe I'll put something on your side, and maybe the citizens of this area are going to have to do something, because these people got a I don't care attitude, about all these cases. They just don't care,
Exactly. Now, somebody said, could it have been Robin's daughter? Could it have been Robin Lane's daughter?
No. Wait a minute. His daughter is a year older, and she has like a dirty blonde, almost a brown hair to her. She's a year older, and she looks completely different than Summer. This girl that I thought was Summer has a very, very light, bright hair, and half of it is platinum, and half of it is a brilliant yellow, and it has almost like a fluorescent sheen to it. His daughter, if you see her, she has a real dark blonde, and it's almost a brown color, and she looks completely different in the face. She's a year older. I know who you're talking about, his daughter. I know who you mean. But this girl that I thought was completely different than his daughter. And this reason I was kind of shocked about this whole thing. I researched all this stuff before, I made a comment on it. And the bizarre thing about it was both who was walking her through the store. And this little girl I saw point blank. It wasn't like I saw her walk through the store 5 aisles down. Right up in her face. And she had like a sheen to her. She looked like an angel, like an honest to God angel. She was beautiful beyond words. I've never seen anyone look like that. And these other pictures you see of someone, she's a kid. She has she has a shaved head or a short bob, and it's unkept. And you can tell by looking at her hair, the ends of her hair flip forward a little bit. And this way, this girl was, the last inch or 2 inches of her hair twisted automatically forward a little bit as it came over her shoulder. It came down to her shoulder. It came up over her shoulder. And she was wearing jeans and like this fluffy shirt with this little sequins on it. And she seemed real happy. And she had like a little smile on her face. And she seemed like a happy little girl, And I was dying to take a picture. And this guy knew I was staring at her, and he didn't like that. And he was real upset about it, wanted to get her past me. So I kind of bowed out and let him do it. And I got my bow for my lawnmower. And I was going to turn around and take a picture. And I realized that he knew that I knew, and he done skedadded. And I said, well, I'm not going to say nothing. I don't have any photographic proof, I thought, well, you know, if everybody keeps their mouth shut, nothing's going to go forward on this case. I can at least say something. And at least, now, let me say this. I realize there's lots of little children around here that are blonde. I understand that, but there's a lot of children. I mean, this summer is unique in her hair color and her appearance. I mean, she really does have a striking appearance of difference from other children. And this of every other hair she has on her head, this platinum. I mean, it's almost like a fluorescent platinum. And her hair, when it's really grown up, the yellow, it's a real light yellow. And it's grown up. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful little girls I've ever seen in my life. It looked like an honest to God angel. And I thought, well, I'm not going to accomplish anything by just keeping my mouth shut, even though I don't have any physical proof. I can at least speak up, And I don't make any money whatsoever off of any of this stuff. I don't make a penny. I'm just a concerned citizen that wants these children found. I'm trying to help as best as I can. And so there's other things going on. See, this church, if you live anywhere in this area that they go to, is just about 5 miles down from Ace Hardware. It's on Highway 36. And the Wales house is just like 8 miles from Ace Hardware. It forms a triangle. And all these, I mean, there's just driving distance. It just takes a few minutes to get from Ace Hardware over to the church. And another 10, 15, 20 minutes to get over to Don Wells' house. I mean, all this is in a real short driving distance. It's all close together. Now, they're in different counties, but it's where all these counties join together, Washington's, Hawkins, and Sullivan County. And all these places go real close together. And I decided that there's more people involved in this than we know about. There has to be more people. But we don't know who they are yet or anything, and I'm not accomplishing anything by keeping my mouth shut, And I thought, well, I'm going to speak out, I hope nobody hates me,
Absolutely not. No one should be angry that you're speaking up and speaking out when you felt you saw a missing child.
At this whatsoever. I don't get anything from speaking out of what I saw. But I just thought it would be a bad mistake just to keep my mouth shut. That was a big temptation to me. I said, I don't have any proof. People think I'm crazy or in hell, And I thought, no, I'm going to speak out. People want to think I'm crazy.
Amen.
But
Amen, because you're doing righteousness.
If I say something, I'm speaking up. And let me say this. I was staring at this girl that I thought was Summer for a long time, point blank, face to face, right, real close up. And it wasn't like she was 4 or 5 hours. I was staring at her for a long time. I was in a state of shock. I mean, it was just like out of the blue. I walked in the store and this girl about bumped into me. I turned my left and point blank in my face, right up close, to Summer Wells, and I couldn't believe it. I said, I was like in a state of shock. I said, oh my gosh, that's Summer Wells. And this guy approached her from behind, and he saw me staring at her. And I think he knew that I knew. I knew what was going on, what the game was, And so he kind of tried to get her away from me. He wanted to push her around me so they could keep going through the store. I said, I'll just turn my back and get the boat to a lawnmower. I'm going to turn around and take pictures. And as soon as I turned around, he done snatched her and ran out the front door. And I was wondering what their vehicle they got in, and they left the vehicle. They left the car. Everybody, they were totally gone. And I don't know if they had a truck or car or what. I had no proof, none. And I thought I was going to keep my mouth shut because I had no proof. And as time went on, I thought, you know what? All those people at Beach Creek and all, they knew a lot. They knew a lot for years and years and kept their mouth shut. And if they would have said something to get go, things would progress. I said, I don't care if people think I'm crazy or not. I'm going to open my mouth and I'm going to say something. And then when I talked to law enforcement, they honest to God had this I don't care attitude, don't bother us, They really did. Matter of fact, go away. You know, go away. We don't handle that. We don't handle Summers' case. Go away. You know, and I thought, well, what am I going to do? You know, it was just like nobody gave a damn. I said, well, maybe some of these podcasters will listen to me, you know. And, you know, so I talked to somebody that goes to Summers Church, as one of my neighbors, and they said that everybody in the church believed that she was somewhere down in Mexico being trafficked. Everybody in the whole church believes this. And what had happened was this girl that goes to Summers Church know the people involved. Exciting. They know them real good. And they were like in a state of shock. I mean, absolute state of shock when I saw the person that was with her. And I'll tell you this much: if that man that was walking her through the store wasn't who I said it was his absolute twin brother. It was that close, and it was obvious. It was him. It was obvious. It was Summer in my mind. And of course, mistakes can always be made, you know. But what was so strange about it was the guy that was walking her around. You know, it wasn't like I just spotted her. It was her mother. You know, it was the person, and it was easily recognizable. And the guy that was walking around, right in his Facebook page, has a big picture of the maroon Toyota Tacoma truck with the deer in the back that he killed. It all connects together. I mean, and it's kind of shocking, you know. And see, all these three places, everything from the church to the Ace Hardware, over at Don Wales' house, all that stuff is in real close driving distance. I mean, from Ace Hardware to Don's house, I say it's about 8 miles, and to the church, it's about another 5 or 6 miles. And real close driving distance places. I mean, it have to be, I don't know where you're at or where these people live, but it's real close and drivable, you know, and it's not like it's some far off place. All these areas are close. And I'm just kind of scared of naming names because I know there's an investigation going on. And you know what? I don't know what Donnie's like. He might take revenge and try to beat the hell out of somebody and allow somebody to find out what was going on. I really do. I think Don could be real violent, you know, and he might put the hurts on somebody big time, out of the people involved. But it's more than just the man involved. It's who he's married to and some other people that they're really, really close friends with, you know, and they know these people real good, and they thought they're real good friends with them, you know, and that's the way. If you remember Dr. Phil, he said, when this all comes out, you're going to find out that some of the people involved in this are your close friends. I don't know if you remember him saying that. Dr. Phil's told them that when all this comes out, the people involved in this case is going to be your close friend, you know. And sure enough, and I'm not going to name them, but you know who they are. And some of them were there the night before she went missing.
Right.
Okay, I don't want to name no names. You know who they are.
Absolutely.
And they have to be connected with these people that I saw with her on that sighting, and it's all connected together. And she's got to be around here somewhere, you know. But the girl was happy and smiling, you know. And it, you know, I really did hesitate speaking up, you know. I didn't hand you rock hard evidence proof, but I thought I'd tell my story and who was with her and let nature take its course, you know.
Exactly. And, you know, I'm glad that you did come out. I'm glad that you did speak up for Summer. Were they getting anything? Did you take note to if the gentleman had any items from the store?
No, I didn't see. Also, I didn't see him carry anything in a bag or anything. And the guy that had her didn't have anything in his hands, and neither did this young girl that I saw. And what was so freaky about it was like, it wasn't like I saw a little girl, blonde hair, 5 hours. I mean, I was just like a foot or two from her face, staring right in her face. And I said, I'll be darned, you know, that has all the facial features of summer and all that stuff. And this girl was like, she was so beautiful. It was beyond words. I mean, her hair was down to her shoulder. I mean, she was really semi-smiling, you know, something like the Mona Lisa or something like it. And she seemed like a real happy little girl. And she was like beautiful beyond words. I've never seen such a beautiful child in my life. She looked like an angel, an honest to God angel. And she almost had like a sheen to her. And the guy that was behind her, I was like in a state of shock staring at her, and like he didn't want me looking at her. He was real upset about it. That I was looking at this little girl, and as soon as I turned her back, I mean, they hadn't even bought anything yet. Neither one of them had anything in their hands because I figured they were going to buy something. So as soon as I turned my back, because I know he was trying to steer her away from me, and then at the second I turned my back, I turned back just a little bit later, and he done snatched her, and they hit the road. And they never even bought anything. And that was about 2:30 on the 24th of February. Yeah. So I thought I'd speak up, you know.
I think you're right. I think that they probably had just entered right before you, as you and your friend had came in, and then he took note immediately that you were really staring at the child, and I think he could see on your face that you pretty much knew who the child was, who he was, and as you said, soon as he seen you move on to get busy, he grabbed the child and left.
You see, they had not even bought anything. Normally, you go in that store, you buy something, you know. But neither one of them had anything in their hand. They didn't go to the checkout counter. Nothing. They didn't have anything. But when he realized, I realized what I was looking at, and I was staring, and he got upset about that, you know. And they didn't keep shopping to buy something. I mean, the second he realized that I realized who these people were, I mean, he skedadded out of there quick, you know. And because I was going to turn around and take some pictures of it all. I mean, he realized that he knew that I knew. He got the heck out of her, you know. And they never bought anything. So they didn't have a chance to buy what they want. They were going whatever it is they were want to buy, and they got the heck out of Dodge, you know, because they knew that I knew, you know.
Right. Exactly.
So I thought it'd be best. My wife didn't want me to speak up because she said, "Oh, they think you're crazy," you know. I said, "Well, what's the right thing to do?" You know, I said, "Let them think I'm crazy. I'm going to speak up," you know.
Right.
So let me say this: that she actually has kind of a blue eyes, and the blue eyes and the platinum hair and the bright yellow hair all together, with down to her shoulders, really created a stunning appearance. And I've never seen anything like it in my life anywhere. It was almost, she had like a glow about her, or like almost like a halo around her head. I mean, it was just an incredible sight I've ever seen in a child ever. And she came up about almost to my chest. And she had gained, it looked to me like 30 pounds and grown from her last picture about 3 inches from her last picture. And I just thought I just needed to speak out. And law enforcement didn't want to hear it. I'm telling you, it was just like, go away, you know, and TBI even. When they answered the phone, it was like Kind of like those little 18-year-old guys. Okay, give me your information. Kind of snotty and snide. And they said, I said, you got any questions? They said, what was she wearing? I said, jeans and the flannel shirt. I said, okay. And, it's just like they really didn't care at all,
Yeah.
And I thought, well, look, I don't care if people do think I'm crazy. I'm speaking out. I'm not I'm not exaggerating stuff or anything. I'm just speaking straight to the facts.
That's right. And
So,
and you stepped forth and you were
I'll
honest.
tell you
And
the hard facts. I just wanted to tell you the hard facts that happened. And the reason I'm speaking out and showing off is law enforcement. I'm telling you, they don't want to hear about it. They don't care.
I find that
They really
suspicious.
don't.
I find that suspicious.
Listen, if anybody finds this girl or any other people, I'm telling you, it's not going to be law enforcement. What way this is going to work out, the citizens are going to have to find her. And they said, we'll report to her the house she in, we'll go in and act like we did it. But they ain't done jack shit. They ain't done nothing. And it's going to be us citizens to find these children, find out what happened to them. That's not just some of there's other children gone. And these police aren't going to do anything, at all.
And that's what I say. That's what I say all the time. That's what I say all the time. Absolutely. It's got to be, there's very few crimes would be solved if it wasn't for we the people. We the people solve the crimes.
It's going to have to be us citizens that does the groundwork and finds these people. And so that's the boat we're in. And it's not going to be anybody with the police. It's going to be anything that happens, anything to get this stuff solved is going to be concerned citizens. And it's not going to be, I don't know why things are like that. I really don't. They got their salaries coming in and a lot of them got these jobs sit behind computers and they might work 10% of the time, might. And they got cushy jobs and pensions coming in and they really just don't care at all. I mean, they don't seem to be interested,
We know, you know what, Summer's Army, here on this channel, we definitely know. We called, there was a mother and a dad that reached out to us asking us to help him find his daughter. He was really desperate. He loved this kid. His wife loved her daughter. They wanted our help. And I actually called, and this is in Tennessee, I actually called the law enforcement there and asked them, about this little girl and, what they were doing about, finding the little girl and so forth. And this particular officer I talked to told me that if I felt that we could do a better job, then we should find her. And literally got really ugly with me and, and didn't care. They didn't care. And, but I don't see people as a problem. I seen him as a challenge. Right. And, so we all work together. Summer's Army, we all work together and believe it or not, we found her. And you know what?
Wow.
We couldn't go into the house to get her. But we found her, and she was in danger. She was in danger, and her dad. Once we found her, her dad and mom showed up at that home with law enforcement, and made law enforcement go. And yes, they gave her up. She was able to come out, and they got their daughter back. Had we not done what we did, and like you said, I'm sure law enforcement took all credit for it, but they didn't find her. We did. With God's help, we found this girl. I say all glory to God because he picked our channel for him to come to. He helped us do all the things we needed to do to find a little girl. You can only do what God allows you to do, and he allowed us to work together and find this child. And bring her home. And it was amazing. It was amazing, but like you said, if we'd have left it to law enforcement, well, God only knows what could have happened.
Well, I'll tell you something else going on about this case. And see, they're hiding stuff from you about Don Wells. Both the police and some of the media is, and because it doesn't fit their narrative, and they don't want this stuff out, and it's so extremely sensitive. I can't tell it to you on the internet. You have to call me sometime in private, and I'll tell you what it is. But see, the law enforcement is hiding a lot of stuff about Don Wells, and it's all being covered up, and they won't let it out. But I know about some of it, and
Right.
it's extremely sensitive. And if you call me sometime, I'll tell you about it, and you can tell everybody else if you wish.
I'll call you tomorrow. I'll definitely call you tomorrow afternoon. And
There's a lot of stuff that's going on that doesn't fit their narrative, and it's all been covered up. And what they're wanting to do, I'm telling you right out, what they're wanting to do, they're going to try to nail Don, at least, and maybe Candace. And they're both in their sights of their guns, you might say. And they don't want to release any information that doesn't fit the narrative. And there's a lot of other stuff going on that they're covering it up, and they won't let it out. And there's a lot of stuff going on. And they're really good, and they got their mouths shut. But I know about some of this stuff, and if you call me, I'll tell you about it. You can release them if you want, but it's extremely sensitive, and you wouldn't want this out on the internet.
right.
If you want, you can release what you want. But there's a lot going on that you don't know about, that I don't know about. But I know about some of it, and people's past lives and what they're into, and it's some pretty shocking stuff. I'm going to tell you. And some stuff is shocking to talk about on the internet. I mean, children are listening and stuff like this.
And nothing seems to shock me. Nothing in this world is so evil. Nothing seems to shock me. I don't know why,
Well,
but I know that Revelations.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. There's a lot going on here. Not just the Don Wales case, but it's being suppressed and being swept under the rug and kept real quiet. And it's not. There's a lot of people involved in keeping this hush hush. A lot of people.
Absolutely.
If you call me, I'll tell you. There's a lot of things you don't want out on the internet. It's too sensitive. You got children listening, and children don't hear the stuff.
That's true too. That's true too.
But you can take it from me. They got Don in their cross sights, and whatever comes down, if anything happens, he's the one they're looking at real hard. So
that's true.
But there's other things too you don't know about, and I don't know all of this stuff. But there's a lot going on. It's all been hushed up. I mean, it's not out. The press is up. Somehow law enforcement's got hold of the press, and they got a muzzle on the press as well. And there's a lot of stuff they won't let out. But if you call me tomorrow, and I'll tell you about it, and you can release what you want of it. I was just afraid children might listen in. And it's not for sensitive ears like children.
Right. Right. Absolutely. And I would definitely give you a call. I would definitely, and I do try to, share as much as I can
Yeah.
with Summer's Army.
Well, it's something that's so crazy about this. It's so sensitive. It's so sensitive. I don't know if you can put it out on the internet. I mean, it's too shocking. It's too shocking, too sensitive for the public to even know about some of this stuff.
Someone wanted me.
I wouldn't want any. Huh?
Someone wanted me to ask you, PG, does she look like the pictures that they put out on the flyers? When you saw her, did you?
Her face part did. Her face did. But the trouble is, her hair did, yes, but it was a lot longer. It was down to her shoulders, and it was every other hair was one hair was like a platinum, and the hair next to it was like a bright yellow, and then the hair behind that was another platinum, and it alternated all over this girl's head. And when it got down to her shoulders, they all flipped forward. It was not done at a hairdresser. I mean, it was a natural. It all went to her shoulders, and then about 2 inches of it had like a natural curl forward, towards the front of her face,
And Summer does have
the
that.
pictures of her in the past really don't show her, give her justice. And this little girl had gained about 30 pounds and grown about 3 inches. And she appeared to me to be a happy little girl. And like I say, the crux in the whole situation was identified the guy walking around. I said, oh my gosh, I about had another shock. I just had to give you a heart attack, I mean, it just happened like out of the blue. I walked in the store and this girl about bumped me. I turned to the left and they're point blank in the face is you know who, I said, oh my gosh, this is crazy, This is crazy,
Exactly.
And so, I mean, it was the craziest experience I've ever had in my life. I mean, it was like I just stood and stared in a state of shock. I said, I know who this is, And then this figure of a man approached from behind us, and he saw me staring at her, and he wanted to get away from me. So I was going to take a picture, but I'll turn my back so they know. I turned my back and picked something up. I turned around, and he done skedadded. And they hadn't bought anything. They hadn't bought anything that they was going to buy. So I knew he got her and snatched her and left with her because neither one of them had anything in their hand. They came in there to buy something, but he didn't keep shopping to get what he was going to get. He knew that I knew. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He knew what I knew. He knew I knew it. That what was going on, and he got out of there quick. And I even went out the parking lot trying to find him in the car. Wasn't there nothing, or truck or whatever they're driving. They done get down, So
were they
thing.
kind of already, or was it kind of already inside the store? Like, I mean, like back in the store, or was they sort of towards the front?
Okay, I walked in the front door, and as you walk in front, there's a cash registers on the left.
Right.
About the first aisle that goes across, after you walk in about 10 feet of the door, there's like a sideways walkway.
Okay.
She almost bumped. She was walking, and it was like 1,000,000 to 1. She was walking at the same place. And if she had to stop, she would have bumped into me, and we'd have bumped. And at the last second, she stopped. And, we intersected point blank. And I thought, who's this girl who about hit me? And I turned left. I mean, just point blank, face to face. Look at this girl's face. I said, oh my gosh, I know who that is. I mean, it was just real close up.
Oh, I wish you.
And it wasn't like I was seeing this person like 4 or 5 aisles away. I mean, and I stared for a long time. I was in a total state of shock. I said, that's Summer. Oh my gosh. And I just kept staring, and this angelic creature. I mean, honest to God, she looked like you would imagine an angel from heaven would look like. She almost had a sheen about her. She was so beautiful. I mean, if you've ever seen something so beautiful, you can't take your eyes off of them. All the old pictures of the past don't do her any justice how beautiful this girl is. And when she had her hair growing up to her shoulders, and this girl, like I say, no one could have dyed a hair like that because every other hair alternated in color between a platinum and like a blonde, and it alternated all over her whole head, and it had grown out long, and she seemed like a very happy girl, and she was smiling and real happy, and I couldn't take my eyes off of her. She was so beautiful you couldn't even stare. I said, that's Summer. Oh my gosh. And then the guy knew that I was staring at her, and he had not bought what he was going to do because his hand was empty. And so he wanted to steer away from me. And then I said, I'll turn my back and get my boat on the lawnmower and turn around and take the pictures of. As soon as I turned around, he then skipped immediately. He never even bought what he was in there to buy. So I knew he left because, he knew what I knew,
Right.
It was just a crazy, freaky, bizarre experience. It was real bizarre, you know.
Exactly. And for the chat, I definitely believe everything John is saying. I have done my homework. I have done my homework, and I'm going to tell you, John. John is an older gentleman. He is a veteran. He has a beautiful family. A beautiful family. He's a family man. John is very active in his family and supporting his community. He is a God fearing, upstanding citizen in this world. Um, no, he does not know the likes of Dom Wells or Candace Wells. He does not know the likes of anybody on that Ben Hill Road at all. I wouldn't expect him to. Um, he does know of the church. He does know of Summer's case. He does know, um, you know, some of the, he is affiliated with some people that are in the church. Absolutely. And that's all I'm going to tell you about Don's or John's personal life. I'm not going to tell you anything else about this gentleman. Um,
Well,
Other than
I'm
I truly
retired from the
believe
Army,
him.
and I'm retired from two of these corporations around here. Two of these corporations, and I'm
Uh,
enjoying my retired life. I'm 73,
and
and I
right,
think it would have been a mistake to keep my mouth shut. I was going to for a long time, but I would keep my mouth shut. So no, I don't. But watch, if you say something, they think you're crazy. I don't care if they do or not. You know, I'm going to say something. You know.
exactly, exactly. And John done everything that was right. He called Hawkins County. He called TBI. You know, he was even willing to dial 911 to, to have something done and all of this. Um, he did everything. He's part of Summer's army, and he done everything that he could possibly do, that he could possibly do to help this baby, to help this little girl. So, please treat him with kindness, love, and respect because that's all he deserves.
Oh well, so I thought I'd speak up. Maybe everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I thought it'd be good if I spoke up.
Actually, a lot of the people in the chat, you always got that one, right? That one that can be kind of ugly, but for the most part, I'd say 99.9% of the chat is saying, "Thank you, John. They appreciate you. They stand behind you. They truly believe you. They're so happy that you spoke out. Um, thank you, John, for speaking out. 100%, they believe in you. Um, Absolutely. And we need more. We need more of you in this world. We need more of you in this world, John. Um,
Well, thank you.
you're a very, very good person, and I couldn't have kept it. I wouldn't have cared if people thought I was crazy or not either. When I first came out here to the YouTube world, oh, trust me, I had people coming sideways at me. Sideways. I mean, I felt like a ninja, right? I felt like a ninja having to go back at them, in order to, get what I needed out here for Summer's sake. But you know what? God gave me the strength to do so because everything I was saying was the truth and everything I was saying needed to be out here for her sake. And, and almost 3 years later, here we are. Here we are with the channel that God put together for Summer, and it's still going strong for her, right?
Correct.
And I truly, believe you because, I've always knew, I always thought Summer looked like a ball of light. I always thought she looked like an angel, just like you. And I can only imagine how beautiful she would be now. So, I believe you. I believe you. And there's there is, we all want to have hope this summer's still with us. And I believe you. It is very possible with that church that they were attending, because this particular church wanted all the children. Here's my question. If you went to a church with your children, say your children are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and you go to a church and this church says, "Hey, listen, we want to let all the kids go hide, and us adults find the children." What would you think?
That's out of line. You know,
I would. I would.
I've never even heard of a church doing that ever. I mean, somebody spoke up and said that's out of line. Let's not do that. You know,
Exactly.
it's totally out of line.
You know, and that's exactly what I said. I said, you know what? I would have told him, you're going to find my children in the back seat of my car and me at the steering wheel leaving this weird place. I ain't engaging in no weird games. You ain't hunting my child down. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I've never even heard of that stuff like that. But I've told me that's out of line. I don't want my children doing that stuff.
Exactly.
You know, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's creepy weird. That's creepy weird. And do I believe that they could be involved somehow in Summer's case? All things are possible. All things are possible.
Yeah.
You can't rule nothing out when you're looking for a missing child.
Well, I was afraid of mentioning people's names because because of the Dr. Phil comment about when you find out who done it and stuff's going to be some of your close friends, and also I'm afraid old Donnie will get mad and start whipping up on people,
Well,
the way all this even comes out,
I feel that whatever happened to Summer, it's my opinion that Dawn, Candace, and Grandis, they all know. Even if she is still alive and they've handed her off. I feel that they know.
Mm-hmm.
And but I'm going to tell you who John seen. I'm going to tell you who John seen in that store. Mickey Lane, which is Robin Lane's husband. He believes that 99.9%, he believes that it was Mickey Lane who was following Summer in that store. He believes 99.9% it was Summer, and he believes 99.9% that it was Mickey Lane who was following Summer. Now, John knows what Mickey Lane looks like. John knows what Summer looks like. And that's who he believes it was in that particular Ace Hardware store. Just to put it out there. Now, I don't have no problem calling these people out. I have no problem doing that for Summer's sake, because these people have acted nothing but weird since Summer went missing.
Well, you got that right.
Yes, they have. And Robin Lane acted weird from day one. She was like, "Oh," and I said, "Let's go up to Ben Hill Road. Let's get our snacky packs, right? Let's get our snacks and our snacky packs and go out there, because it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night." Oh, well, law enforcement, they quit working at midnight, 1:00 in the morning. So I was thinking, okay, well, Summer can just camp out there. If she's out there somewhere, she could just camp out there and they'll find her in the morning. Do you think that Robin Lane would have been talking that same way had it been her own child out there maybe somewhere?
Well, I know.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. It wouldn't, and she would not have appreciated someone, talking about, let's get fanny packs and snacks and it's going to be a long night. The child can just camp out there and And we'll get back to it tomorrow after a good night's
Well,
sleep.
what about the Candace and the rest of them not even participating in the search or nothing? Am I right?
Exactly.
They didn't even
Exactly.
help search or nothing, did they? Just hid out in the house. You know?
And you know as well as I do that they would have had to tie a rope. They'd had to tie a rope around us because we were going to be out there. If our child was out there, we're going to be out there. I'd have told them they just going to have to tie a rope around my.
It seemed like when the parent got involved. I think Donnie was out visiting some of the neighbors that night, and she was in the house. The own parents weren't even searching for their own daughter. You know?
No. I'd have been freaking out. And yeah.
And either they knew something, or they weren't talking, or I mean, something was strange there. You know?
I'd have been freaking out even if it wasn't my child. If I just knew the child, I lived in the community and just knew the child, I would have been freaking out. It would have been like, oh no, if that mother wants to go in, those woods and look, I'm going with her. You could just tie 2 ropes around us because I'm going with her. I want to find this child as much as she does, right? Ain't my child, but I want to find it as much as she does because you know what? I know how much I'd want people to be there for me. So I'm going to be there for them. Absolutely. But,
I just thought, my wife said if I spoke up, everybody'd think I was crazy, but I thought, I'm going to speak up. I don't care about that.
I'm going to tell you.
But anyway, I did. I feel like I did the right thing and I spoke up.
Hey, I'm going to tell you at the end of this night, the only one that you have to know is okay with you is God Almighty, because that's going to be our judge. And one day when you meet our Maker, He's going to tell you, good job. You stood up for what was righteous for this little girl. And you know what? There's a reward in heaven for that. Regardless of what humans, I don't live for humans. I live for God.
Yeah.
And at the end of all of this, I truly believe we will have gifts. We'll have gifts up there waiting on us for doing what's righteous in the sight of God Almighty. He knows that we love this little girl. We want her found and we want her brought home. We want justice served. And, and that's how you got a beautiful heart, right? When you care, that's how you know that you're a good person.
Well, not everybody in this world are evil. There's a lot of good people in this world, a lot of good people.
Hey,
and everybody's kind of mixed up together.
I've got 400.
Not everybody's bad in the air. There's a lot of good people too.
I've got 436 of them in here right now. 436 right here in this chat right now. Beautiful souls that's taking their time to be a voice for the voiceless.
Living right down the road from Ace Hardware, one of these places, I was hoping you'd understand this Ace Hardware and that church on Highway 36, they're just like 5 miles apart. And Don Wells' house from Ace Hardware, just like 8 miles away. Now, all these places are real close together. I mean, it's not like these are hundreds of miles away or anything. All these places are real close together here in Tennessee.
Exactly. But that particular Ace Hardware,
maybe it's 10 miles away.
That particular Ace Hardware is kind of out of the way from the area that Summer had disappeared in. I mean, it's not, it's far enough away that I think someone would feel safe taking her there.
Yeah, it's. I think as the crow flies, I think it's 8 miles. I looked it up. Up to my house is 10 miles. I live 2 miles away from it, so it should be Don's house should be 8 miles away from the hardware store. But what I was trying to get at is these places are not hundreds of miles away from each other. I mean, it's at a fairly reasonable driving distance, fairly reasonable, and it's not, way far apart,
Right.
And
It's
I mean, a lot of people, if they listen to the show, they're thinking these places are hundreds of miles apart. They're not. They're fairly close.
They're not.
It's drivable.
The church kind of sits in the middle. The church sits across from a Walmart store. The church kind of sits in the middle of the Wells. Wells is like in one direction, and the Ace Hardware is in a totally different direction. So
exactly.
It's not, what I'm trying to say is this particular Ace Hardware is in a direction that someone would feel safe to go in and out of with summer. And I truly believe that.
I think that they lived at Mount, if these people lived in Mount Carmel or Kingsport, they wouldn't come over here.
Right.
To shop at the Ace Hardware. They got Ace Hardwares there. And there's something else going on there, if all this is the way I perceive it. There's something going on that we're not aware of.
Right, that's true. Pruitt said, that she was close. He said that they felt she was close. And how would he know if he didn't know it? I think law enforcement knows a lot of things that they're not, and I think they're keeping everything so hushed down is because there's so many people involved. There's so many people involved in all of this.
Oh, definitely. There's different people involved. And I don't know who they are. I mean, I couldn't guess. But
yes.
There are definitely more people involved in this whole thing, and they're keeping their mouth shut.
He said he did see her teeth, that she smiled. She smiled. He probably didn't examine her teeth. He's probably just got that picture in his head. That picture in his head of, he was like almost in shock, right? He was almost in shock. Like, if you walk in somewhere and you see what you believe is a missing child, it's going to be like, oh my goodness. I mean, you're not going to get every detail, every single detail, because you just landed on a missing child, right? And, there has been sightings of other missing children, and people don't pay attention. And finally, yes, they catch up with the child, and the child is, taken into custody with law enforcement and all. And how did they find a child? Because of the different sightings that were coming in. The different sightings that have been coming in is how they caught up with the child. Like John calling in and saying, hey, Ace Hardware, somebody else might have called in and said somewhere else, and so forth and so on. And, then law enforcement is diligently looking now in, that certain vicinity and these certain places, because they know that somewhere, this is who the person's with, or, the location that the child is staying in. And that's how they, retrieve a lot of missing children. So, by these sightings. But I don't know if John seen her, did you examine her teeth, John?
No, she had her mouth was maybe barely open, a quarter of an inch. She had like a small smile on her face. And I didn't notice her teeth, but I mean, you could barely see in her mouth, but she was definitely smiling. She was smiling, a happy little girl, and looked around the store, and and even though I was staring at her point blank, she was still looking around the store, not looking me in the face. I was looking at her, but she wasn't looking at me. And she seemed like, honestly, she was like a happy little girl. She had like a smile on her face and real happy, and she had this happy air about her. I mean, it wasn't like she was underdressed or anything.
And yes, Cindy, I did, Sandra. Sandra, I do remember. I do remember. PG, remember what Robin said about Summer and the cupcakes? Yes, I do. Definitely. It's like burned into my mind now, right? It's burned into my mind. She said, there's cupcakes downstairs. This is, this is Summer's birthday, and we have cupcakes. Summer don't need no cupcakes, right? She says, Summer, everybody go down, enjoy the cupcakes. Summer don't need no cupcakes. That's what she said. Summer
Yeah.
don't need any.
Remember
I
about her
found
mom
that to be
putting the X
odd.
on that truck?
Huh?
Remember Robin putting the X on that truck?
Oh yeah, because her husband bought her husband. Her husband gets a Toyota Tacoma maroon truck, just like the one supposedly supposed to been driving around um, before Summer went missing. But he gets one, and then she finds it funny to X the truck off of Summer's um, missing flyer, right? The missing flyer. She thinks it's funny to X that truck off after her and her husband gets one. Yeah, there's been a lot of some shady stuff coming from Robin ever since Summer went missing. I can say I don't care for her.
The whole thing with her, I thought the way she did and acted, but everything I thought was totally bizarre. You know, I thought, it was so weird and strange, the way she acted about this case.
Yeah, from day one. From day one, she just acted really weird. And then there was a news reporter that was going out. She was in like a park or something with a girlfriend, and the news reporter was, well, I guess that's where she offered to meet up with him or something, because he showed up there. And she gives her friend, she rolls her eyes, she gives her friend this, like, here we go kind of look. And I'm like, um, why are you acting like this with a missing child being missing?
Yeah.
And I mean, what I'm saying is,
I think she was there when Chris interviewed Candace.
She
on
was.
That lake.
Yes, she was. And she had her daughter with her. And to my understandings, her husband said he didn't ever want her taking his daughter anywhere close to the wells, ever. Keep his daughter away from Candace and Don Wells, and probably even Grandma too. So, that's a big red flag.
But like I think we talk about his daughter. Her daughter is about a year older and has like a real dirty blonde hair.
Exactly.
Real dirty. It's almost a brown.
Exactly.
And this girl I'm talking has like a every other hair is pure platinum and a yellow, a bright yellow. And you can't really tell it when all these pictures of her with her head shaved and real short hair. You can't tell how beautiful her hair really is. It's just cut too short.
But you can tell. Summer's hair grows in. It naturally grows in, kind of in layers as it falls. If you look at her younger pictures, she has, as you said, it's unique because her hair just grows that way. Every child's hair don't grow that way, but for some reason hers does.
Yeah. And like I said, one reason I stared at her too, not realizing only who she was, is like she looked like an honest to God angel from heaven. It was the most amazing sight I'd ever seen in my life. Like an angel,
Right.
It was the most stunning thing I've ever seen in a younger child. It was stunning. I couldn't believe it.
It is what it is. Yes. I did mention to him that there was another child at the church that looked like Summer's twin. And tomorrow
Well,
I'm going
I
to.
saw that, Carol. I saw it on the posting, and that child did not look like this one.
Okay, he
But
says
you
that
know,
child did not. He
like
said
I
he
said,
saw her.
there's always that chance. There's always that chance that I'm wrong,
Right.
and this could have been that other girl. That, you know, I'm not saying 100% it was her, but you know, first impressions, it seemed to me it was. Like I said, maybe he had that other girl, and I didn't know as good as looking at her as I thought. But for sure, Mickey knows something about this stuff. You know, he was there.
Right.
You know,
Right. Absolutely.
he should be able to tell you if he took that girl, some other girl, to the Ace Hardware on the 24th of February. He should be able to tell you that. You know, and if this guy ain't Mickey Wells, it's his twin brother. I'll tell you that much. You know.
Right. Right. And and as you said, you have seen the other girl. You have seen the other girl in the church, and this little girl looked nothing like her either. This particular girl looked like Summer. I
neglected to ask.
There's Summer. There is Summer on the screen. That is Summer on the screen right now. And as you see, he's right. Summer's hair does seem to be two different colors. It does seem to be like two types of blonde mixed together. That is a definite. That is a definite. Some of it is blonde, and as you go back, looking at her hair, go back through there, you can see that her hair is, some of it looks white, some of it looks blonde, some of it looks white, some of it she does carry that look, absolutely, as far as her hair goes. And as you see, her hair does grow towards her face. It just naturally grows to go kind of towards her face. That's true. That's true. So I believe him.
Let me say something else. At the end of her hair, as it got down to her shoulders, the last 2 inches, or the last time we spoke, was just naturally curved forward to the front of her face. You know, all of it, and had a natural. It was Mother Nature's curl, and it wasn't like it went straight and ended. It naturally curved forward to the bottom to her face, and even though it was shoulder length hair, the very bottom part was all pointing naturally forward, and right. It was beautiful. I mean, only Mother Nature could give her something like that. It was beautiful.
And as you see her eyes are a beautiful blue. Summer's eyes are a very beautiful
let me tell you,
blue.
They're actually blue, and the mixture of this blue and white hair, I mean, it was almost like she had a radiant glow to her. And you just imagine a halo over her head, and she just looked like an angel out of heaven. I swear, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It was shocking,
Right. I'm going to tell you, Candace didn't take them kids to the dentist. She sure didn't cut their hair. Candace did not take them kids to have their hair. She did not take Summer to have her hair cut. The only cuts that Candace ever actually had the barbershop do was when she had Summer's hair shaved on the sides and in the back, and left that long ugly piece of hair hanging from the front to the back. Other than that, she did not. A lot of girls were getting that done at the time, but other than that, Candace, you could tell. Summer's only 5 years old. You could tell that's the only time that Summer's hair had ever been actually cut by a professional. was in the one picture, and I'll be glad to pull that up tomorrow. I'll be glad to pull that up tomorrow. But I also will pull up what he's talking about. I'll pull up the pictures where she's, 2, 3 years old, and you can see that her hair does not does not grow like um the normal little girl's hair. Most most little girls' hair grows one length. It'll grow one length. The bangs might be a bit shorter, but the as for the initial hair grows down like one length most of the time. Um, but I have seen children. I have seen other children besides Summer. Usually blonde headed children. The hair will be different lengths as it grows out. It'll be fine and it'll be different lengths, right? As it grows.
Right. But this girl that I saw, she looked. The first thought I had, this looked like an angel. He was.
I'm bringing you up, Ogre.
Amazing.
How you doing, Ogre?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you.
You might find
Something in chat.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ogre. I'm sorry. Hold on a minute, hon. What did you say, sweetie? You're gonna. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Let me go ahead and sign off, and you can talk to other people, okay?
Hey, listen. I so appreciate you coming up and calling in and letting all the people hear your voice firsthand for Summer. And I'm gonna call you tomorrow afternoon. I'll call you tomorrow afternoon and speak with you. And I so appreciate everything you're doing.
You're welcome. I'll help any can. Thank you, PG.
Hey, God bless. God bless and much love.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sweetie. I so appreciate him calling in. I so appreciate him, all that he has done for Summer and for her case. He is a beautiful, beautiful human being. Like I said, PG, I do my homework. Diligently. And on John is a beautiful, beautiful soul. And it's a very good possibility. Very, very good with the wells and that church and the people that seem to be involved in all of these things. It's very possible that he actually did set sights on Summer. I pray to God it is. I pray to God it is her. That's what I pray to God, is it is her. That would be amazing and that would be beautiful. And the way Robin has acted in all of this and the way the Wells have acted in all of this, it's possible something weird and something weird has transpired for a weird reason. How you doing, Ogre?
I'm doing good. Someone mentioned something earlier about Summer not looking anything like Candace and Dawn, and then they mentioned it possible of being Roy's daughter. I mean, I don't know this Roy person, but whoever said that she didn't look anything like Donald or Candace, they aren't wrong. I mean, that hair doesn't look anything like Donnie's or Candace's.
Donnie had blonde hair too.
Yeah, but not like that.
No, not like that.
Roy did. Roy
Yeah.
Cotton. He had real. Roy Cotton had real pretty blonde hair. I got to say that he really did, and he was a good looking man, a very good looking man in his younger day, right?
So I mean, when you sit, I mean, people sit there saying she doesn't look like Donnie's child. It might be because she's not Donnie's little girl. It might be because she's Roy's,
Yeah, that's true. That's
which
true.
would explain why Donnie would think that he could get away with doing what he was doing with her
That's
because
true.
she's not no blood relation to him.
That could be. That very well could be. You know, we like the caller said, like John said, there's a whole lot of things in this we do not understand. There's a whole lot of things that are being kept close to law enforcement. Um, absolutely, absolutely. And I've always said, I feel that there is more people involved in this than just the Wells.
Oh
I have
yeah,
I have always said that I think that's why it is taking a lot more time than than really want to we really want to deal with, is because there's more people under investigation than just Don, Candace, and Grandis.
yeah.
Um, and I've always said that if it and when you're looking at a group of people, it takes
It's going to take a lot longer.
it does. It takes a lot longer because there's you got to get to the core of
Yep.
who's responsible. What I'm saying is, um, law enforcement, catches the you know they what they do is they will um keep an eye on a smaller dealer now, and what they'll do is put in surveillance, see where they go, then
Hmm.
and then where they're getting their stuff.
Yep.
Okay, now that's the person they will end up busting for possession, and then
Yep.
they'll try to get them to talk in order to get to the
The
main.
larger fish.
Yeah, the big time.
Yep.
um they don't want the pennies. They
We
don't
don't
want
want those little penny small fries. We
right.
want the monster
Well, to
at
get
the
to
top of it.
the monster, you have to collect the pennies. You have to
Yep.
find out where the pennies are going, and then you come down on the 50-cent piece in order to get the
Hmm.
dollar.
Yep.
That's kind of how everything works. And same thing in trafficking. You
Yeah.
don't want the small people. You want to collect. You want to surveillance them. You got to see where they're going. Then you come down on the 50 cent, and then you'll get to the dollar. And
Yep.
that takes a long time. That takes
Yeah.
a long time.
Especially with trafficking, it takes a very long time.
Exactly.
I
And
mean, they're still working on cases up in New York that started 10, 15 years ago of trafficking.
right, right, and exactly. Um,
And New York has a larger law enforcement system than some hick town, Tennessee.
that's well, of course, New York is. They need it. They need it
Yeah, I mean, I just they've got more officers, they've got more detectives, a
right now.
lot more detectives.
Right now. Right now. You know, New York's going through a lot of stuff up there, and a lot of stuff they're going through right now.
Believe
The
me, I know. I keep informed about that since my family still lives in New York.
Actually, they're right now in the process of really trying to go through there and get it cleaned up. There's like
Good luck.
a lot of the politicians are, right now really really coming out and really on trying to reach out reach out, to get things a big change
Yeah.
because New York City is just
It's a war zone.
well, it's swamped. It's becoming a swamp, and and yes, it definitely does need to be cleaned up, no
I
doubt.
mean, don't get me wrong. It's not as bad as, say, oh, let's see here,
Chicago.
Detroit. No, Detroit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Detroit makes Chicago seem like a cakewalk.
You, some areas. Well, actually, you know, um, there they have like boarded up mansions that you could buy for almost nothing. Why? Because no one can live in them. Right? Nobody can live in them.
Well, Detroit, I mean, it got so bad at one point in time that the cops, all the police force went on strike, the fire departments went on strike, the freaking everything went on strike. There was no law enforcement, no nothing, because the gangs literally ruled the whole city.
Oh yeah, true.
And the governor's like, okay, yep, enough is enough. And he sent in the freaking National Guard to start cleaning out the freaking gangs. And it's still, I mean, they're still trying to clean out all the gangs.
Everything started. Like most of these places. Well, New York City has always been. New York City was a mess. Like
Yeah.
it's always been a mess, right? It's always been a mess.
Well, so
Um,
is Chicago.
as far back in history you look, it's always been a mess.
Yep.
But um, as for places like Detroit and places like that, those kind of ran down. Those kind of, you know, were really going downhill. I say late '80s, early '90s, into the 2000s. It got really bad. Um,
Oh, no. PG. Detroit was controlled by the gangs back in the 70s.
not so much. See, at one time when not really, because Detroit, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they were really booming there with a lot of, and they had a lot of industrial places. It was middle class, blue collar workers there. Detroit, up in there was doing really, really good. Even through the 50s, 60s, 70s, it was still doing pretty good. Like I said, it started going down. It started going down there, and I'd say about the 80s, late 80s, 90s. As you got into the 2000s, it was, like everybody was vacating. Even the people with, you know really nice homes like mansions.
We're
uh,
leaving.
it got unbelievable. It got unbelievable there.
I
Uh,
mean, when the movie came out about RoboCop, my first thought was, hey, gee, all they need to do is put them in freaking Detroit. They don't even have to sit there and build the set. Detroit is the set.
right.
Detroit was, I mean, would have been the perfect setting for RoboCop, the movie.
Yes, I agree. Peas in a pot. Summer is missing because of the bad choices the Wells have made their
Yeah.
whole lives. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, no doubt in my mind, no doubt in my mind. Now, people were saying, in the video, they said, we heard a woman. No,
There
uh,
was no woman in that video
there's
that
no
PG played.
there no woman in that in that particular video. Now, I think they were getting it mixed up because there was two rain videos made.
Yeah.
Not one, but two rain videos that were made. Um, and one of them was just the one didn't have Dudley's vehicle there. It was just pouring the rain really bad, and Dudley's vehicle was not there in that particular. And there is women's voices in that particular video. Yes, there is. There is women's voices in that particular video. Candace is talking, right? Candace is talking, but not in the one with Dudley's car. Not the day that they were dancing around the for sale barrel. That there's no woman in that.
Nope.
I have went over that with a fine tooth comb, and no, absolutely not. Um, and you guys know I do my homework, right? PG does her homework, so there wasn't. Um, now, um, Candace has made a statement that um, one day ago on a live she opened up, she made a statement that um, Ogre does not know Don Wells.
Yeah.
Yes, Ogre does. Ogre knows Donald and he knows Candace. Matter of fact, you can't even know one without the other.
Exactly.
Ogre, you know, seen Don and Candace's older son when he was a baby. Before they left Arkansas and went into Tennessee, Ogre seen Don and Candace and the oldest boy as a baby because they were at the soup kitchens. They were at the soup kitchens and he knew them. He knew both of them. Why Candace is lying, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Um, I think she's just one of those people that needs to be a compulsive liar. Her and Donnie get some kind of kick out of lying and messing with people, and you know that's not normal. That's not normal. But there's a lot of people. There's people I have absolutely met people who I wonder. I mean, they're talking to me. I know they're lying. I know
But
they're
they don't know they're lying.
and the minute they start talking to me, I know they're telling. I think to myself, why do they lie about everything? What I'm saying is, I know people who lie about everything, and that's just who they are. It's who they are. I don't expect them to tell the truth, and you don't know what to believe and not to believe when they do talk because they're such a liar, and they lie about just the stupidest things. That I don't even know why you would lie about just stupid things, but for some reason they just feel like they always need to be lying, and I haven't ever understood these people, but it is what it is.
Now, PG, there are some people that's all they know how to do is lie.
Right. And for
They
no
don't
reason.
know what the truth is.
Hey, Candace.
Be nice, sassy France, because I want to leave this up for Summer's sake tonight.
Yeah. With
So-
John.
I just want to let her know that she knows that she lied on her live that she did yesterday.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Yes. She absolutely did lie. And I never told her that I loved her and all kinds of stuff like that. And I got proof of that. That's Beth Ann. Sorry, Beth Ann, I had to bring you up into that. But we were on a three-way call. And that was whenever Candace had talked to me. No, I have not talked to Candace since then. The church thing. So,
Right.
Candace is a liar. A
She is.
flat-out liar.
And and Candace, Candace Candace, she's got a thick face. She's one of those people, there is some really thick faced people in this world, right? There's some really evil human beings with such a thick face. What I'm saying is, there is a lot of humans in this world that are, in every circle, they talk really bad about you, right? They talk ugly about you. Ain't ever got nothing good to say about you. They know that, they're doing nothing but seeking to harm you. They're doing nothing but seeking to harm you for no reason. They know you don't deserve it. They
They're
know
looking to discredit you instead of themselves.
Yep.
right. They thinking of themselves, and they know that, that they're hurting someone who doesn't deserve to be hurt for any reason. But they're just so evil, right? They're so evil, and they're looking for self gain. They're looking for self gain. It's all about them, and that's just the type of people Don and Candace are. That is the type of humans they are. Um, I don't know why evil humans, do what they do. I don't understand, um, why they don't understand that they're going to have to meet our maker one day, right? Everybody's
Well,
going to have,
everybody has to answer for some
right?
to someone.
We're going to all have to answer to God Almighty, and
Yep.
someday. And I sure wouldn't want. I sure would not want to be, you know,
I don't
telling.
want to be either one of them.
Oh no, I absolutely not. I would not want to be telling God that I wouldn't want to be telling God that I was living the life of a snake. I would not want to tell God that. I would not want to tell God that I was constantly trying to take advantage and be evil to God's children, to good people you know who truly loved me, cared about me, trusted me, you know, and I messed them over. I don't want to tell God that I've ever done anything like that to anyone. There's going to be a lot of people who have standing before God, absolutely, because some are loved, Don and Candace. Summer loved her grandma. Summer loved them. She cared about them. She was innocent in everything, right? She was family oriented and kind and caring and loving. And she trusted them. She trusted them to have her back and to watch over her and to do what was righteous by her. And they done evil to her, pure evil, in my opinion, pure evilness to this child that did not deserve any of that. And you shall pay the price. And they also did so to the boys, right? They also did so to the boys, and they and many other people along the way. Donald did evilness towards Dudley, right? He did evil towards Dudley, fired him, and then you tried to tell law enforcement. He
Then tried
fired
to throw them under a bus.
he actually set Dudley up. He set Dudley up for a fall. And thank God that God had Dudley fixing his car all day that day, or else Dudley may have been accused of doing something he did not do.
Yeah.
And did Donald care? Did Donald care? No,
Oh,
no. Evil humans just think, as Ogre said, evil humans just think about their self, about their own self gain. They do not care who they throw under a bus, who they hurt, who they destroy. They don't care. It's all about them. I'm going to tell you, there is a heaven to gain, a hell to shun. And these people, whether they like it or not, I hope they get on the right path, and I hope they understand, you know, that they will be, even if I don't care what you get away with in this life. I don't care what you get away with in this life.
you
You
ain't getting away with it in
haven't
the
got
next one.
right. You haven't got away with nothing, right?
Nope.
Nothing. Exactly.
I mean, the day of reckoning, we all answer for what we've done.
Um, Andy B is in here. Um, that is Don's buddy from across the road. Um, he said that he wants to know if you know a guy named Bob the Builder.
Yes, I know Bob. I used to work for Bob the Builder.
There you
I know
go.
him. He has a Harley.
He has more than one. He has four of them.
There you
Bob the
go.
Builder has four Harleys.
Yes, he knows Bob the Builder. Um, did you want to come up, Andy? You are more than welcome to come up, take the link, come up and talk to Ogre yourself. You can take a link, come up, talk to Ogre. I won't even speak.
Bob the Builder's an older man.
I'll let you talk, conversate with Ogre on your own. Matter of fact, I will turn off the mic and let you speak to him yourself. Oh, there's Miss Daisy. Hello, Miss Daisy. How you doing, sweetie? How you doing? If you'd like to come up, Andy, I will bring you up so you can speak to Ogre on your own if you want to come up. You don't have to.
Hello.
So, yeah. Did you want to come up, Andy? Did you want to speak to him or? Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Crystal? Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. God bless.
Apparently he don't.
He said, I'm not his buddy. Oh, you're not Don Wells' buddy. Well, you know what? I can't blame you, Andy. The way Dom was trying to put you under the bus and your wife under the bus and you under the bus and even your son under the bus. Of course, I don't blame you for not being his friend. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Did you have anything that you wanted to talk to?
Where's your charger, sweetheart? This thing's about dead.
Oh, he says I'm about to go to bed. Got to take his dad to the doctor. Okay, okay, we understand. Absolutely, we understand fully. I was just hanging out. Well, God bless. God bless. Much love. Good to see you in here, Andy.
All right, let me switch devices. Hang on, I'll get on panel on this one. DG, I'm fixing to come up on panel on my device over here.
All right. He said he was just hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Been one of them days.
He said no, he was just asking if you knew him. Well, yeah. He knows him, Andy.
Unfortunately, I know him. Unfortunately, I know Donnie Wells and Candace.
Wasn't this, maybe I got it wrong, but wasn't this Bob the Builder a guy that was at Don's house? He got hurt. He got hurt and they wasn't wanting to call us emergency squad for him. Is that who we're talking about? Is that who you're talking about, Andy? I remember there was somebody got hurt and they wasn't wanting to get him any help. Okay, hey, Sassy Frats, I'm bringing you up. Hey, girl, what's up?
Hey. Okay, hang on, let Ogre get off that one.
Yeah, I have to get off here.
All right. Well, it was good you came up. God bless.
PG, that was echoing, so I had to get him off of that one. And
Okay.
that one's almost dead anyway.
Well, he can probably talk with you on the other one.
Oh,
What?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, girl. No echo.
What
Right.
happened?
um, that was uh outdoorsy. The one you're talking about. The one you're talking about was the one you're
I can't
talking
even hear
about
PG.
was cotton. Cotton's the one that was supposed to fall, right? Was supposed to fall, and
Can
then
you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, girl. And then yeah, it was cotton. Absolutely, that was cotton. There was another guy. Um,
Can you hear me, PG?
he said I met Bob a couple of times. Yeah, that's right, PG. Okay,
I have to
I
go.
appreciate you letting me know that that's exactly
What's
who we're
she
talking
saying?
about. I appreciate that, Andy. Sassy Frats, I lost you, girl. I lost you. You got to come back. Uh, he f- he feels and broke his. Oh wow, yeah, yeah. That's um. I are we talking about Bob? Are we talking about Are we talking about Bob? Or are we talking about Cotton? We talking about Cotton or Bob? Because Cotton fell. Supposedly he fell. I don't know if he fell or not now because they ruled it a homicide, right? But I hear Bob. I believe it was Bob, the builder that supposedly also took a fall, and then Don and Candace wasn't wanting him to get help. Hey, Sassy Frats, I'm bringing you up, hon. If you want to close camera, did you hear me, Sassy Cats? Did you hear me, Sassy Cats? If you
I
want to close,
can't hear on this device.
okay. Did you hear me, Sassy Cats? If you
I
want to close,
can't hear on this device. Okay, there it goes.
okay. Did you hear me? You got to click on more. If you want to
I
click,
can't hear on this.
okay, at the wells. Yeah, that was him. That was him. Okay, yeah, I knew. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, Bob, not Cotton. I appreciate that, Andy. I appreciate it. Absolutely. I keep losing her. I keep losing her. I don't know why. All right. Um, you know, I thought so too, Roxy. I thought Summer looked just like Dawn also until I saw Cotton. Until I saw Cotton. And then I don't know. After I seen Cotton and Cotton's blonde hair and he really is a good looking man. Or was, right? Um in his younger day, Cotton was he had it going on. He was a good looking man. Um and with his hair color, eye color, and everything, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know now. I mean, I don't know. Oh, okay, sassy cats. Okay, but yeah, there's a lot going on, right? A lot going on in the Summer Wells case. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I got this freaking cold, and it is making me crazy, to say the least. But well, I'm waiting for Sassy Cats to come back, um, because I know they wanted to say something on to Can because Can came out and lied, right, as she always does. But in the meantime, you guys can watch Donald have a snack, right? You guys can see Don have a snack. All right, there you go. He gonna get him a gold ticket. Donald's out to try to find that golden ticket, right? Oompa loompa, oompity oomp. Right, there you go. Yeah, Don's having himself a chocolate bar, and he ain't sharing it. He ain't sharing it, right? He said he ain't sharing that chocolate bar with nobody. Yeah. Oh wow. Look, Cookie Monster wants some chocolate bar. Cookie Monster wants some of that, Don. Give it up. Give it up. Right. Yeah. Look at his little shoes. Look at his little shoes. Oh, they so cute. Right. Okay, sassy cats, I'm bringing you up. Yeah. There you. And look, I tell you why nothing's getting solved. If you want to close the camera, girl, I'll bring you up. Hey, sassy cats, did you want to close the camera? Are you trying to close the camera? Did you want to close it or no? Okay, okay. Now you're good. Now you're
I
good.
can't hear on this device. Ash.
Why don't you use the other one? The one he was using is really good. You should have clicked in on it. Yeah, Summer is very beautiful, very beautiful. Blue eyes and her hair, absolutely. She's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. You know, um, here you guys go. There you go. That is Roy Cotton right there. That's Summer. That's Roy. That's Summer. I always thought I thought she looked like Dawn too, right? But after I seen Roy, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. She looks a lot. She looks a lot like Rory to me. I mean, possibility. You guys, I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there when it happened, right? I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I wouldn't know, right? But I'm gonna tell you what. If I seen this right here, I'd want a DNA, right? I would want a DNA. That's for sure. So many people saying, why is nothing getting done? Oh, I'm having to work with the tablet. Hold on. Okay. I'm holding on, girl. I'm a holding on. Yeah, she does kind of have his nose, right? And his chin. And his chin. And she definitely, look at his hair. Look at his hair. She seems to might have his hair. Because his hair growed kind of funny to the side like that too, right? His hair kind of growed the same way. So, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, summer's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. When the caller said, she looked like an angel, that's what I've always thought too. That's, always. I've thought, you know, summer remind me of an angel. Always remind me of an angel, so full of light. She was beautiful. And top lip is identical. You know what? That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, she carries a lot of his characteristics, right? A lot of his characteristics. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. Is it possible? Absolutely. With Candace? Absolutely. Right? We know what she was wanting, we know what she was wanting to do with Ernie, right? In the woods, in the dark. Oh, yeah. You know, let's go fishing in the dark, right? And Ernie said, I don't think so. Not today, right? Let my two little legs run away. Yeah, that's kind of the song. That's the way the song was going. Ernie was like, feet don't fail me now. Right? He was, feet don't fail me now. Everybody is beautiful in God's eye. Absolutely. That's right. That's right. Just chilling. Absolutely. God don't make no mistakes. God don't make no mistakes. Everyone's beautiful. Everyone can be, right? Everyone can be. You make the right choices, you'll be a beautiful human being. Ain't that hard, right? Ain't that hard? I mean, I know it's a lot easier. I know it's a lot easier making wrong choices, right? Than the right ones all the time. But hey, that's why they say you win. You win that white gown, right? You win that robe. You got to win it. You got to work for it. Even when things ain't easy, you got to keep on the right path, right? They tell us that, why is, what's going on? What's going on in Hawkins County, right? Everybody's saying, what's going on in Hawkins County? Why is things not, why is all this and that and one thing and another happening? Why is it so weird? Well, probably because of this. Right? Probably because of this. You got the Golden Boys. You got the Golden Boys running it. Right? There you are. We figured it out. We figured it out. There's the Golden Boys. Right? I don't know what happened to Sassy Frats. Oh, that's the truth. That's the truth. Right. He says, I love the Golden Girls. What do you think about the Golden Boys? just just chilling says, I love the Golden Girls. What do you think about the Golden Boys? Right. There they are. I bet Ronnie's like, oh, I get to be Blanche. Right? He's like, oh, at least I get to be the sexy one. Right. Yeah, that's what I said. And they're cool. They're cool. Yeah, I agree. Um, I don't know what's happening with Sassy Cat's microphone. She don't seem to be able to get it to working. Um, so with that being said, listen, it's telling me to restart the tablet to get the mic to work. Oh, okay. Sometimes you have to go into the setting and turn the mic turn the mic on because somehow, or to see if it's on mute. It could be on mute. I don't know. You could have it muted. I don't know. But anyway, um, listen, sassy cats. I'm just going to, how about if we just pick up tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is, tomorrow is my 7th. So Saturday, we'll be back. We'll be back in on Saturday. How about that? And, you may have to rebuke the tablet, right? You might have to reboot it. Um, the tablet is restarting. I don't know, girl. I don't know. It sounds like you're having technical difficulties tonight, right? But we can pick up Saturday. We can pick back up on Saturday. No biggie. No biggie, girl. You know, my phone wasn't working last night, right? My phone wasn't working last night, but thank God PG got it to start tonight. But you know, I appreciate everyone that came in here tonight, everyone supporting Summer. I appreciate our caller calling in and, you know, sharing with everyone what he has seen. You know, we really need to look into this, right? We really need to do our homework and look into this even further. Absolutely. It's telling me to yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's going to do what you want it to, sassy cats. Right? I'm sorry. Um, you too. You too. Our bucket list has holes. Said CG, have a blessed 7th. Hey girl, you have one too. But I wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate each and everybody that came in tonight supporting Summer, being part of her army. God bless. God bless and much love. And please keep the prayers going up for this little girl. You know, I sure do pray. I sure do pray that that's who he saw in that Ace Hardware. I pray that it was. I'm going to diligently do my homework on this. I'm going to diligently do all I can to find out if this has been followed up on, you know, and all. I'm going to try to get as much information, you guys, as I can for you. You know I will. And I'll be back Saturday night. Saturday night, we will be back here. And I will let you guys, you know, I bring all information to you, that every bit I can to you. Because I feel we all have a right. We all have a right, right? Every last one of us have a right to know the truth. We're Summer's army, right? We love this little girl. We love her. And we definitely want to find her, bring her home. We want to get justice against the people who have caused all of this, right? All of this to be happening. Absolutely. We want justice for all of this. We, as her army, we've got so much invested in this case, so much invested in all of this. And her brothers deserve closure. They deserve to know the truth about what happened June 15th, 2021. Right? Absolutely. And it ain't a want, it's a need. Summer needs to be found. Summer needs to be brought home, and justice needs to be served on her behalf. Absolutely. So keep those prayers going up for this baby. Bow your head, fold your hands, and just let God know through his son, Jesus Christ, that we love her. And if God can, please let us find her. Let us find her. Let us find the truth. Let us find what happened to her. Please, in the name of Jesus. Amen. And pray for Sebastian. Pray for little Eli, for Michael Vaughn, And let's pray that little Quentin gets justice as well in the name of Jesus. Amen. Listen, everybody, and remember, a family that stays together prays together. And we want to pray for one another as well. We want to pray for one another as well. So keep those prayers going up for one another, because there's so many people needing prayer right now. So many. If you get an opportunity, pray for me and mine, and know that we're always praying for you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Good night, everybody. God bless. Much love. Send up the purple hearts. Start sending up the purple hearts, the blue hearts, the green hearts to support these kids as we go out of here tonight and their song plays. God bless.